Model Making Guru is sponsored by emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. emodels.co.uk. Make something awesome. Hey everyone, it's Foxx from Model Making Guru here. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to a little tiny build series, something a bit unusual for me. If you're a geek like me, you'll know that in the next few weeks, Pacific Rim Uprising, the sequel movie to Pacific Rim, is due out in the next few weeks. And I love Pacific Rim. It's basically giant monsters, giant mecha, fighting, whooping ass. It was brilliant stuff. These mecha are like 1 trillion feet tall and bigger than everything in the universe. They're not really 1 trillion feet tall. Anyway, it was massive. It was all mayhem and destruction. So I'm really looking forward to Uprising when it comes out in the next few weeks. You may not know, though, that Bandai actually licensed to make some kits from it, of the Jaegers themselves, and they've released a load of HG grade kits. And I'm looking forward to this. Now, there's two types. There's the standard kits, which are beautiful, but there's also these metallic version kits. Now, this kit has been sent to me by my very good and new friends over at geekjack.net. Now, that is a company name I keep mispronouncing and stumbling over. I don't know why. It's just the word geekjack.net. My brain keeps trying to say it and kind of falls over. So if you get any jump cuts, it's because I pronounced it wrong and then I had to start again. This is about the 20th take. I keep stumbling over Pacific Rim Uprising and geekjack.net. I don't know what it is about those two phrases. My brain just goes into tongue-tied mode when I try and say it. Anyway, stop waffling. My new friends at geekjack.net have got the exclusive license to sell the metallic versions of these kits, which are, if you've built a metallic or titanium finish Gunpla before, you'll know they're like the standard kit, but with this beautiful finish on the plastic that just makes it look incredible. So what they've done, they've sent me this. We're going to get the box open, have a look at what's inside, then we're going to snap it up and give it a bit of a review. So let me go and get the box open, and we'll take a gander inside. Okay, so let's go through what's in the box. Now, I'm being careful handling these sprues because if you've ever built a plated or a finished Gunpla before, you'll know that you can scratch the surface. So I'm just being careful to make sure I don't tarnish the surface or get fingerprints on or anything like that. When I build this, I'll probably stick some gloves on to keep it nice and shiny. So let's go through. We have Sprue A. Now, unusually, I've never seen this Bandai kit before, it's got Legendary 2018 on there because this is a Legendary picture, the movie, so it's licensed. So yeah, you know it's an official licensed product. But look at that finish. We have here lots of armor pieces, and it's got this gorgeous, gorgeous black, look on there, sort of shiny black finish, which is absolutely fantastic. And there is some variation between the parts. These parts are quite reflective and shiny. Those parts not so much. These parts are a little softer in the shine. There's a nice variation on there, so I think you're going to get some good sort of differences in reflection. The sculpt is beautiful, typical Bandai. I mean, what else was I going to say? Of course it's beautiful. And there's lots of nice details. Theoretically, you could paint this. I don't know if you'd have to strip it down and then paint it, but I don't know why you'd want to, because this looks lovely. I couldn't get a gloss finish that nice, you know, using my gloss varnishes and stuff. So that's Sprue A. What else have we got? We have some effect parts for the plasma sword. I think it's called a plasma sword. Some beautiful effect parts for the plasma sword there, and we've got this bit for the face, and it's this lovely kind of, it's not just yellow, it's not just orange, it might just look yellow on camera, but it's got this lovely gorgeous kind of depth to it. This part of the blade here is a little bit darker and it fades towards the end, and it's probably similar to like the clear interior frame parts you get on the Mega Size Unicorn Gundam. It's that kind of plastic that's clear, but it channels the light round it, so that's really nice. You just get some depth to it. It's not just a plain colour. I like that. We have some interior frame parts. Not polycaps. These are actually plastic. They look like polycaps, but they're not. They're plastic. They're not. They're a little bit softer plastic than the other stuff. But these aren't. I don't think finished or plated. These are just a nice semi-reflective, semi-gloss satin sort of finish. But I don't think these are plated. It wouldn't make any sense to plate the interior frame parts because all that would happen is the plating would come off. Now, I don't think this is mecha plating. I think this is when Bandai do like their finishes. So it's not quite a titanium finish. I don't know how they've done it. It's a bit different, but it does look rather nice. We have more interior parts. Now remember, this is an HG kit, look at the size of the hand, that's master grade size. So it gives you an idea for the size of the finished model and also the size of the Jaeger in real life. Bearing in mind these things are bigger than, you know, most Gundams. And yes, this is not a Gunpla. Gunpla, it's not a Gundam. It's nothing to do with Gundam or Mobile Suit Gundams. It's not a Gunpla. This is just, I guess you call it Plamo. It would come under. But we've got some lovely, lovely details on these interior frame parts. The detail on that hand is exquisite. Little tiny pointy fingers, every sort of joint and knuckle moulded in there. That's beautiful. And the details on the plasma sword, little teeth sticking out there. I like that. That looks lovely. It's going to look wonderful when the clear part, the effects parts are put into it. I'll put that somewhere. We have one last shiny sprue, and this one seems even more shiny than the others, and that is gorgeous. It reminds me of the RG Sinanju in terms of shine. It's a beautiful glossy black shine on these parts. Look at that. And again, I'd struggle to get that kind of finish without polishing and buffing and a very good gloss coat, so that's absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. Some of the parts, it seems, are undergated, which is an absolute boon for finishing. Some of them aren't, so we're just going to have to be careful when we snap these off. Thankfully, Bandai have had the foresight to give us quite thin, delicate attachment points, so it's not going to be such a big issue. And what I'm also hoping is that this is, if it's black plastic and this is a black shiny finish, then when we do take them off the sprue, we can't do any sanding because we'd kill the finish. We can very carefully trim with a knife, but even if we don't, hopefully any nubs or little marks left behind will be black, not white. Hopefully this isn't white plastic under there, but we'll find out. And then the part that is exclusive to the metal finish kit, the metallic finish kit, and it is this base. Look at that. That is fantastic. You can see me lights and everything. Hello. Hello, you can see my face. Hello. Absolutely beautiful base for it. That is incredible. Again, I couldn't get a finish like that if I tried. I can't see any imperfections in that at all. Not even any scratches. So that is beautiful. So 10 out of 10 on the finish of the kit there. Now you do get some stickers. Being an HG, of course you don't get water slides, which is a shame. I would prefer water slides. But you do get some stickers with this kit. Lots of tiny, tiny markings for the suit itself. I say suit, it's not a mobile suit. For the Jaeger itself. Now, it may not come out on camera because I'm not zoomed in, but Bandai have done their usual thing of, they're very thin, and the actual design, for most of the coloured parts, the actual design goes outside of the print line, so outside where it would tear out, which means you don't get like an edge around it. You just get the whole thing is coloured. Not every single one, some of them have just got little marks, but where it's like a little stripe or something, the printing goes outside the cut mark, which is absolute heaven. It just means you're not going to get masses of clear parts around it, and they're all tiny, so they should look quite good, I think. And then one big last sticker you get with the kit is this for the base, Obsidian Fury, and that's just going to sit on the display base if you choose to put it on there rather nicely. So I'll put those to one side. Let me move all these sprues and we'll have a look at the destructions. Okay, let's have a look at the destructions. We actually get 2 extra inserts, which Bandai have started doing, which I think is brilliant. The first one is the best one. It's got little basic instructions on effectively how to read the instructions. As they've started to do, they've got English in here as well as Japanese and other languages. The first thing is they give you a list of all their symbols that they use in the instructions. Now, if you've spent any time making older master grade kits or HG kits or anything like that, you'll be familiar with Bandai symbols, and over time you'll have gone online and found what they mean. It's only more recent kits where they've started using English in the instructions as well that we've started to publish in their instructions, and here they have a list of all their symbols, what they mean, and you know, it's brilliant. I love that because that just makes it more accessible to people outside the Asian territory. Then you also have some sort of basic tips, how to assemble it, how to find parts, what tools to use. It does explain undergating as well. It tells you that some of the parts are going to be undergated, which is fantastic. I always wish that when you get a plated or finished kit, every single piece was undergated. It's not always possible because it can just prove too expensive, and obviously Bandai want to keep the cost down. For it's an HG kit, you don't want to pay a fortune for an HG kit, so you can't have it everywhere. You can't have every single part undergated, but some of the parts are undergated, and it tells you what that means and how to do it. Explains polycap parts and loads of other, how to apply stickers and decals and things like that. It does tell you how to apply water decals. Sadly we don't get any in this kit, but this will be a generic sheet that hopefully going forward they'll start including, because this is great for people who've never built a Bandai Gunpla or kit like this before. It's a great way to say, here's what all this means. You also get a little sheet for the display base, because this is exclusive to the metallic kit. You don't get this base with the non-metallic kits. It just explains how to assemble it, which is really nice. And then we have this, and this reminds me of some of the older MG kits. It's beautiful. Look at that artwork, absolutely fantastic. Now let's have a look. So as always, go through the instructions. You have your sprue list, so you can make sure you've got everything in the box. You can whiz through. Now there is, again, English and Japanese, which I'm really liking. A little bit of detail. A towering mecha so powerful its origins are shrouded in secrecy. Meet the deadliest Jaeger to ever walk the earth. With stealth chrome armor plating, twin plasma chainsaws, there you go, plasma chainsaws, and a chest-mounted AKM salvo launcher, Obsidian Fury is ready to defend our world or destroy it. Ooh, sounds ominous. Yes. Oops. And then going into the instructions, they are the one sheet variety, so as you can see they're quite long. Let's have a look. And they're actually really beautifully done. They're using the printed CAD kind of affair instead of like being line drawings. They're the printed parts, and it's just the typical Bandai, straightforward, not too complex, nice and simple. Keep on hand, if you're new to all this Bandai kits, keep on hand this list so you know what these symbols mean. They're all very good. They'll point out where things have to go in a certain order or go in a certain way round. For example, on this piece here, because on here it doesn't tell you what this means, doesn't mention the bunny ears. So handy tip, if you've never built a Bandai kit before, when you see the bunny ears like on this piece here, that means pay attention. When you install this piece, make sure you install it the right way up, the way it's shown in the instructions. So the little bunny ears means, whoa, stop, make sure you're doing this right. Because if you're doing it wrong, when you're making a Bandai kit, if something doesn't fit, it's your fault. You've done it wrong. It's 100% of the time. I can guarantee you, 100% of the time, if it doesn't fit, you've done something wrong somewhere. You've missed out a polycap, which is what I do all the time. And then we just go through, and you've got all the parts. Now this looks like a really straightforward build. It's an HG kit, so it's not going to be too complex anyway. I'm interested to see how they deal with seam lines and panel lines. Of course, being a plated or finished kit, hang on if I can fold this. Instruction manual by the Ordnance Survey. Being a finished or plated kit, it's always interesting to see how they deal with seam lines and joins, because you can't sand or anything on here because you just kill the finish. But that's what we're looking to get at the end. Now, interestingly, this is probably a painted model because it's not as shiny as the one I've got in the box, which is a shame. They should just shave it unpainted. It looks much better. But if you do want to paint it, there is a colour guide down here, and they're typically for Mr. Colour paints. So that's what you get. Some very nice. That's really kind of old school master grade. I love that. But yes, that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all these parts together, get them all off the sprues, and get assembling. And we'll do that in the next video. I just wanted to get this one up now so you've got something to look at. It'll probably take me most of today to get this snapped together, because I'm going to go slowly because of the finish on the parts. I can't just dive in and start hacking stuff and sanding it. An HG kit would normally take me a few hours to build, but this one I'm going to go slowly because I want to try and preserve that finish. I expect there will be some nub marks because, again, I can't sand them down. I can trim them with a knife a little bit, but I can sometimes make a mess of that. So there will be quite a few nub marks, I suspect, but we'll see how that goes out. Like I say, I'm hoping it's black plastic. But that's going to do us for this video. Stay tuned. I'll get the thing built as quick as I can, and then we'll get the little review video up as soon as possible. So stay tuned. But until next time, go make something awesome. Go be awesome. Don't forget, if you want one of these, the metallic finish is geekjack.net. You have to go there. You can't get it anywhere else. Adios, amoebas.